metaotakumedia, capital L-O-V-E, love. And I've said it before, that I am an egoist, and that is the reason I love this shit. I've never considered myself an anime YouTuber. I always felt that would be way too constrained. In fact, I've made hardly any anime videos, you know? I've made a couple. Especially on Sword, not Sword, Shield Hero, how do you feel on that? But, I've always made my videos about whatever is my current interest, or interests. You know, right now, bike shit is my autism fixation at the moment. But the thing that's been pretty constant since I've encountered it has been in 2007. No, fucking 2016? Well, when did the Sora on Monday come out? Then. That's how long it's been. But ever since I encountered that kind of media, going insane in my room shit, I've been enamored with it. I just was in love with the way things work. And I'm quite a bit older than most of the people in this sphere. You know, most of y'all are in your early to mid 20s. I'm here, some are even younger than that. I'm here in my early 30s. No, close to my mid 30s, actually. God. And so it's like I've always felt kind of an outsider because of that. I don't really have a huge I'm more like a what does it look like in 10 years kind of look. And I don't know, does it look good? It feels pretty okay. It's definitely better than where I've been. You know, I used to have the full Denpa aesthetic, you know, being depressed and sad shit. It's pretty par for the course for Denpa. But lately I've been too happy for that, generally speaking. I've been too satisfied with how things are going to really get all depressed. That's not the right word. No, melancholic. This is not the melancholy of Jolly Lane. That's in the past. We're more like the I don't know. We're bored of Jolly Lane. I have no idea. So I understand that my videos don't really have the same appeal as most Denpa shit because of that right now. But like, even before I knew about Denpa, I'd still say, even before I knew about fucking Digi Proto Denpa, I'd still say my videos fit the niche, the archetype. I mean, it was more general vloggy and less artistic, but it was still in the same kind of but I feel like this arc is coming to a close. A new chapter has to begin. I'll have to see what kind of chapter it is. But I've been doing very little in terms of productive shit. Not quite even boring. But I have like aspirations. One of them is to buy a plot of land and do permaculture shit. Get into permaculture. And to do that, I need funds. I need income. I don't have that right now.
being even close to profitable is very nil. You know, I've spent well, let's just call it 200 hours on a thing, and well, if I spent 200 hours at a normal ass job, that would be a minimum of $2,000, right? So how many copies of a book at $10 a book? Oh, you know, so not super likely is what I'm getting at. And that's fine, right? Like if I make a book, the intention and the whole point of it is to be able to have in my hands something I've written. That's the whole point. So for me, that's the end result, and I don't need it to be more successful than that. But like I said, the aspirations I have about the future, some of them I can ride in the wake of other people, right? Like that's how I got this bike, is by riding in the wake of my more normie ex-girlfriend, and she's willing to let me just coast behind her, basically. The problems arrive when, you know, my aspirations become bigger than that, and they are bigger. 10 years from now, if I had like a Denpa ranch, that would be like an ideal in a way. Thinking either Nevada or Oregon. I think I might have said this before in the video, but who cares, right? Nobody watches all of them, and nobody should. So today, later today, when the sun starts coming up, we're gonna go on a long ride. I wanna see how far I can push this thing and myself. Right now, we're just kind of cruising around. It's a night walk vibe, but not night walking or night riding. I have no idea how that looks. Probably really dark, except for the one spot where the light is. I also don't know. I don't think I'm going fast enough with the wind is too bad, but maybe it is, and nothing will be heard again. The last time we came by here on video, it was full throttle zoom. Today we're pedaling. So I'm right now practicing the route that I want to take. I already kind of fucked up, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. Maybe we'll ride to Oregon right now. Yeah, why not? Why not, you know? Who's gonna stop me? It's just me, that's it. So I've been watching some Kerosene videos. I only recently became aware of Kerosene. I was bored by how good they are. They're pretty excellent. I'm put to shame in a lot of ways. It's inspired me to do better with the next couple videos. Not the next video. This video, maybe. That. It's inspired me to do better for this video. Talked about how he is that person who is built for a car, and I think I disagree, but I understand your no, maybe not. He said some pretty cool shit he was doing. So it takes a certain level of mastery to be able to pull off the convention. So definitely more than I have. I can barely cross an intersection in the car if I had to. The bikes are fun. The thing about bikes is my human awareness is basically the same size as the bike is. So I don't have to worry about hitting shit on the sides of me, because if I can reach out and touch it, I'm too close. And in front of me, it doesn't really matter, because as you move forward, the vertical space becomes, or the forward-backward space becomes compressed in your leg. Right? Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. So I always thought that the motorcycles would be good. I looked up prices for them. They're not that expensive, but I wouldn't be able to car, you probably could get away with it without a license, you know, looking like a fucking adult in the vehicle. No one's gonna assume you don't have a license, even if you don't. If you're white, and they'll just be like, "Oh, you forgot your license at home? Like, you know, here's a ticket or whatever," and just let you go. Maybe if that. It depends on what fucking thing you're doing. But yeah, if you're driving without a license, you probably aren't speeding. And I'm not the kind of person who would be speeding anyway. But motorcycles are more likely to get pulled over just because they're motorcycles, for no other reason than that. I haven't been stopped on my bike at all. Technically, my bike is totally illegal. if you want to go and be technical, my bike is not regulation bike, and not street legal. But who cares? No one cares. That's it. In the UK, it would be super illegal, though. I'd definitely get pulled over if I was in the UK for this thing. Because it go fast. Let's see. Sometimes I hear people doing street racing and shit. Get kind of worried about that. This is high school over here on the right that I went to school at. Can you believe that? Well, I can't even see it. Well, I couldn't even see it, but I tried to show it to you. Because that's where we are right now. Coming back to this place. Out of convenience and desperation, really. But it's almost too comfy in a way. It's like I should push myself more, and that means probably changing the ways I'm doing things. But I still don't know what ways to change it. I thought about maybe doing phlebotomy, just get phlebotomy trained and do that. Because I want to do something that's helpful. I've also thought about firefighting, but I don't have the physical endurance to do that. I would like to have that level of physical ability. But it would take a lot of work. And I'm bad at that. And then I don't know if it would even be worth it, because firefighting is a pretty social thing. The peer group is a big part of it, and I don't know how that would actually pan out. So the reason I am drawn to the idea is because I like the idea of doing something that's helpful and directly applicably helpful. And I don't think you can get much more directly applicably helpful than being a firefighter. Some people would say police, but those people are fucking fascists. So, yeah. I mentioned in my the video who never gets sick. No, who doesn't know anything. The lack of edginess that I have. I used to be edgy as fuck. I used to be super edgy, and I still have some edgy ideas, right? But I try not to put that energy out, because I'd rather not have it inside me either. Ooh, goes into the ditch. Would not have been good. Well, let's talk about, I guess, one of my edgy ideas. And part of this is because let's first talk about Christopher Nemelka again. Christopher Nemelka is this dude. He's a Mormon, or ex-Mormon, who could be seen as a grifter for the ex-Mormon community, and he did some mimetic shit, like in the Mormon faith. There's this book, the Book of Mormon. It's where they get their name from, and there's a prophecy within the Book of Mormon that there would be more Book of Mormon, essentially. And he wrote concealed portion is what it's called. And he wrote it in a way that it jives with the Book of Mormon and is a conclusion to the Book of Mormon. And the conclusion is that the Book of Mormon is a manufactured work created for a specific purpose, and that purpose wasn't to start a religion. That's essentially what it boils down to. And he does other shit, but it's easy to disregard him completely as just either a charlatan or whatever else. You know, the same shit that people said about Joseph Smith. And he has this idea that he talks about of reincarnation of souls, essentially. And there's a certain number of spirits who reside on this planet. And, you know, when you die, you can be reborn. You go back into the pool. You can be reborn if you choose to. And that drives with a lot of other kinds of philosophies that you could look into. It's nothing crazy, but I always interpret it as an interesting and useful way of thinking about things, even if it's not true, because there are always going to be certain kinds of people, even if you kill all the Nazis or you kill all the Jews or whatever. Either way, there's still going to be people in the future who have the same kinds of ideas and basically want to do the same thing. This feels too hilly for me. So he has this idea, and so it's useful in that way. And it's also useful in another way. It's like if you die, right, and you die without having children, your line ends, but your spiritual line doesn't. And so that spiritual line can then be reincarnated into a different body that's of a different lineage. So if the whole world was serious, right, like let's say the whole world was serious about killing all the white people, only black people from now on, and everyone was game for that, then you kill all the white people, just like, you know, either make sure they don't have children or just, you know, gat them, who cares. Within a generation there's no more white children being born, and everyone's black. Then when you would be reincarnated, you would be reincarnated black, and it would be great. And so in this way I'm for eugenics. And obviously, well, maybe not obviously, I should stop saying that. And I am for autism supremacy, obviously. I'm saying it again. I'll say it again. Autism supremacy, obviously. Obviously, I'm for autism supremacy now. In this current world, I'm fairly autistic. But in the world that would come, I would be not autistic enough. And then in future incarnations, like, autists would be the norm, and you'd have all the autists being reign supreme, and everyone would be autistic, and it would be great. And all the people who died would be able to reincarnate as an autist and understand what it's like to be autistic. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool idea. Even if it's not true, it's still pretty cool. But that's where, you know, even if it's not true, the principle is still true. You know, it only takes changing who's reproducing in order to change what, you know, the global population looks like. That's a bit too cold, I think. My feet are starting to fucking freeze. Haven't even hit 5 Mile Road yet. I want to get to Oregon. That would be the trip. I get to the space where the Oregon Wall line is, and there's just like a solid wall and a bubble. You can only pass that bubble in a car. Ooh. Going downhill now. I've used 4% of my battery. I don't know how far I've gone. It's a known fact about me that I'm pro-eugenics, so I'll say it in a video. Jolly Lane pro-eugenics. I think I've said it before in a video, though. Probably. flashlight is gonna run out of battery. It runs out of battery, then I'll be in black darkness, and that's no good. Need to charge it. In fact, if it does run out of battery, I'm probably just gonna get off the road and call for a ride because it's dangerous as shit. charge, and I'm at 82 now. And we did burn a whole bunch of it on that return trip, zooming. So I think, I don't know how far I went. I'll have you go from using, like, at 750 watts, you go like X speed, but at 1400 watts, you only go like X speed plus 5 or something. You don't go that much faster, but you burn twice as much energy. It's a cube square law or something. Something like that. Linear to parabola difference. It's hard to control the throttle. It's very easy to go from 400 watts. Like right now I'm using 400 watts. 350. And now I'm using 900. But I'm not going 3 times as fast, that's for sure. And the difference on the dial between those two is, we're talking about 5 degrees of rotation, which is not super easy to control. I wanted to order a twist throttle because those are easier to control for me, but I have a thumb throttle. So the thumb throttle is just like a button that's just very easy to push all the way down. But that's bad because then I'm using 1400 watts all the time. Pretty nice out though. No fucking cars. Just me, my bike, and the road. Oh, and also fucking dogs barking. Don't forget that. Thanks for reminding me, dog, that you exist. Alright, this is another dark road. Let's zoom through here. We're almost on this. Yoga's good, actually. It's bad as an ideology, but as something to do to increase your flexibility and make yourself more aware of your body's needs, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to practice. You know, you don't have to be serious about it or go anywhere. If you have like a Wii or even the on the Switch, just Wii Fit or something like that, or just watch some fucking YouTube videos for fuck's sake, and just try to do the poses, not really give a shit, and you learn a lot about your asymmetries, your balance points, and where your muscles are and how they work, like prana bindu bullshit. But it's good, it's definitely good. With all kinds of stiffness. I don't use after doing a few poses and learning, like, oh, I can stretch specific muscles, and like this is targeting this muscle, and I can tell that that's what it's trying to do. Once you figure that out, you can just do whatever you want to reach those points that you want to reach. Don't go into a yoga to be a yoga guru artist. That's a bad route. Unless you like want to do that for a living or something. In which case, do whatever the fuck you want, you know. Straight, what the fuck am I talking about? But also careers are bad, so don't do anything. Don't do anything as if it's going to be a career. Careers are dumb. And it's probably gonna go out, just as we get there. Maybe not. I don't know. Serendipitous shit happens all the damn time. Well, not going out. Man, my hands are freezing.